Hey house guests, welcome to today's Celebrity Big Brother 2 updates and spoilers. Our house guests of the day, we got the A-team here. Alan Houston, Angel Gordon, Anona Osentowski, Ashlyn Schmidt Lagrode. I hope I said all your names right. I'm so sorry if I didn't. But thank you guys so much for the support. We really appreciate it. We think you're awesome. And I'm going to try to do the house guests of the day still, even though it's a shorter season. So we're just going to have little groups. It'll be fun. Alright, so welcome to the updates and spoilers if you're new here. Welcome back if you're an OG or whatevs. So we learned some stuff from the broadcast episode so far, but I will tell you before we get into this, so much has happened while the feeds were down. It was like, trying to figure out what the hell we missed. But first, before we get into that, we learned from the show, Ryan is the HOH, Jonathan is up on the block because he lost part 2 of the HOH competition. So then Ryan nominated Tom and Anthony next to Jonathan, Anthony, aka the Mooch. And there are already a ton of alliances as well as alliances within said alliances. So it's a lot to keep up with. But the live feeds officially started at 9 p.m. Big Brother time, and honestly, from the first, hour or so, maybe half hour or so of watching the feeds, it seemed like it was going to be a quiet night. House guests were just playing cards, hanging out. Dang, they gave them freaking playing cards right from the beginning. You know how long you have to last on a regular Big Brother season to get to the point of playing cards? If they give them to you at all? Seriously. Also, something that we learned, apparently there's an upstairs diary room and a downstairs one. What? I don't know where the upstairs one is yet. Maybe it's like that second HOH room thing? Because I know they have the gym upstairs too, but I don't know. But I guess they're doing that because there's a shorter turnaround time in between episodes, so they got to get those DRs in there, So it's interesting. But anyway, just watching everybody hanging out, playing cards, watching people playing cards. And then it's like, where is the Mooch? Because he was nowhere to be found on feeds. Maybe he went to bed early. I don't know. But then at 9:30 p.m., Tamar asks, are we live right now? Because I got something to say. Brother Mooch, you tried it. What? So all the house guests are like, because they're not sure if they're allowed to talk about whatever freaking happened with the Mooch. So then, there's no real talk about it. A little later, Jonathan asks, why is Anthony's photo on the memory wall still in color? Why has it not turned gray yet? What? Okay, so again, it's unclear at the time what happened with the Mooch, but apparently he has left the building. He is not in the house or the game anymore. We're going to have more on that in a bit. But he lasted less time in the Big Brother house than he did in the White House, apparently. So anyway, in other news, Ryan swam in his pool last night. It's really loud. I guess it's kind of relaxing if you just, like sometimes you'll pull up a YouTube video of somebody vacuuming just because it's like that nice white noise and you can just like fall asleep. I don't need that when I'm watching the feeds, but whatever. So I just feel like watching him train is like when Shia LaBeouf was live streaming him watching his own movies and it was like that art installation. Or like when April the giraffe was pregnant and everybody was watching her like waiting for the birth. That's just what it feels like. It is really interesting to see like how an Olympian trains day to day. It's interesting. But it looks like good news for him. He is not confined to that time of 12 to 6 a.m. to go in the pool because he was definitely in there before midnight. So that's nice for him. So anyway, moving on. At one point last night, Tom, Dina, Natalie, Eva Marie, who I think we're just going to call Natalie because that's a lot of names, and Kato and Lola were all hanging out in the patio area. And they're like, ooh, I wonder what the Mooch is doing now. Aren't we all, right? They're still not sure at that point if they can talk about it. They're not sure what has aired on TV yet, and they don't want to get in trouble. But Dina says that the Mooch left 2 days ago. Apparently he left on Monday. Okay, Tom also says that they were all hilariously duped. What the F? And he's like, oh, I don't know, maybe like the mooch was some sort of mole, and maybe the audience was in on it as well, and we're the only ones that got fooled. Nope, we all feel like idiots now, right? We all got fooled. So when they were talking about this, production was like, cut the feeds, cut the feeds. So the feeds changed. Don't worry, I'm gonna have more info on the mooch soon, but I want to give you guys this info chronologically, because that's just, it's the easiest way for me to do it. So then, anyway, the feeds flip over to Tamar, Kandi, and Ricky chatting in one of the bedrooms. I don't know what to call these bedrooms yet. I know the one is like the fashion bedroom or the shopping bedroom with all the little drawings on it, but the other ones, I don't know what to call them yet. This is also an interesting little tidbit, speaking of bedrooms. It looks like Ryan is not sleeping up in the HOH room because he wants to hang out like with everybody else and doesn't want to be like isolated, which I think is really smart as an HOH, but that's probably one of the only things that he is being smart about in regards to the HOH. Anyway, there was some drama here. The old Tamar and Kandi drama is bubbling back up to the surface. They were just talking about parties and events in Atlanta, and Kandi was asking, why do people always want me at their events? You know, why does it always have to be me? And Tamar told her, it's because you're relevant. You know, she was paying her a compliment. You're relevant. And Kandi was taking this in a weird direction. I don't know. Something got misconstrued here. She was like, well, there's a lot of relevant people in Atlanta. And Tamar was like, not really. So then Kandi was like, okay, well, there's a bunch of TV shows and everything that are based in Atlanta. There's all these successful people. And Tamar starts saying, well, not everybody on TV is relevant. There's a difference between success and relevancy. And then Tamar started getting pretty upset and heated. And she accused Kandi of trying her best to make her look shady. And Candy's like, we were just having a genuine conversation. I'm not trying to make you look shady. So then, while this is all happening, Ricky is just sitting there silently, like, I don't think he likes confrontation. But he did offer to do a reading for them to analyze their relationship. I would watch that. I would like to see that. So, after the awkwardness, Kandi leaves the room, and Tamar starts venting to Ricky. And she spent a solid chunk of last night venting. At first just to Ricky, but later also to Lolo and Natalie, who she is also close to. So Tamar is pissed. She feels like, again, Kandi was trying to make her look shady, trying to make it look like she's all catty and talking crap about the other Real Housewives of Atlanta, or like all the other shows that are in Atlanta, like, what's that, like the Hip Hop Wives of Atlanta, isn't that like a thing? Yeah. So Ricky is like, I honestly just think it was a misunderstanding. I don't think she meant anything, you know, during that conversation. Tamar disagrees. She says, I'm a girl's girl. I have, 4 sisters and a mom. I know when somebody's being a bitch to me. She's not having this. She said, I'm not having fun right now. This is not cool. So then she said something that I loved. She was like, about Kandi, if you don't watch this show, why the F are you here? But honestly, you could say that about most of the cast. There's only a few people in here who have actually even watched Big Brother before. So, come on. Let's be real. But anyway, Tamar was also accusing Kandi of bringing all this stuff up now that the feeds are on. Because before, she feels like Kandi was being really nice to her, trying to, you know, get back in with her. And now that the live feeds are on full time, she feels like Kandi's bringing certain things up and she doesn't like it. So then Tamar was saying, one of us has got to go. One of us is on the block and one of us is not. Wait, Kandi's up on the block? What the hell did that happen? What? Yeah, we missed a lot. I'm going to come back to that, but Tamar continued to vent to Ricky, like I said, Natalie, and Lolo throughout the night. And Tamar says she's voting Kandi out. She's fake, and she says even if the votes are not there, she feels like it's best for her, like for her image and everything, I guess for her sanity, to vote Kandi out. Oh my god. Please do not blow up your game over this situation because it is not worth it. Watching what went down, just like on a base level of what happened in the moment, I don't think Kandi was trying to start any drama. I think their past issues are like always gonna be there, and like any little thing out of place is gonna bring those back again. So I think that's what that was. And Ricky pretty much said the same thing. He was talking to Natalie and Lolo later, and he's like, all right, like, don't share this with anyone, but Kandi didn't really do anything to Tamar. They disagreed about something, and it escalated, but there was no cattiness going on there on Kandi's end. So, again, it's hard to say what's really going on because we don't know the ins and outs of Kandi and Tamar's relationship prior to the show. I mean, they've known each other for a long time, I'm pretty sure. So, anyway, on the other side of things, Kandi is saying she's gonna just try and avoid Tamar. Probably a good idea at this point. Okay, in other news, Tom and Kato were strategizing. Tom really wants to make sure that they have like these little meetings every once in a while, discuss things. That's good. That's called an alliance. So he is definitely close to Kato at this point. And guess what? We found out some more info. Kato won the power veto and plans to use it on Tom. Woo! I feel like everyone was super nervous that Tom was going to go home in the first week because everybody watching seems to love Tom. He's really funny. He's bringing it in the diary room. And I think he actually has a lot of potential strategically. He's very smart. So, I mean, I'm pretty relieved that he's going to be safe. But anyway, just when you think you kind of know what's going on, then we get Lolo and Natalie studying the events and the days so far. You know, what happened on what day. Side note, how are they having so much trouble remembering what happened on what day in the first week? What? I know a lot has transpired, but come on. So anyway, according to them, there was a veto competition on day 4. It was called Celebrity Giddy Up, and Ricky won. What? We just heard that Kato won the power veto. But apparently, there was more than one veto competition this week. Yeah, Mom just went. So yeah, Ricky won the first one. He did not use the veto, so the 3 nominees stayed the same. Then day 6, which I guess was on Monday, they, quote unquote, found out that Mooch wasn't a real player. Those were the words they used. And Kandi was nominated in his place. What the actual F? So apparently there was like this press conference or something, like they incorporated this into a challenge, the second power veto competition for the week. There was like a press conference and like breaking news or something. The Mooch revealed that he is not really playing the game, and I guess that's when he left. So Big Brother played us. They tried to get everybody all amped up for the season by saying that Anthony Scaramucci was going to be a house guest, but no, they just brought him in for like a few hours, a few days, and then he jetted off to Davos in Switzerland. That's where he is right now. He's at freaking Davos. I mean, really. So anyway, that was the power veto competition that Kato won. So yeah. Then they're discussing, this is still Natalie and Lolo, they're discussing how much everything has shifted over the week. Yeah, right? Imagine how we feel trying to figure this shit out. So they're wondering now, can they trust Tom and Kato? 2 of the few people that they do not already have an alliance with. But at this point, it sounds like they want to work with the 2 of them to make a big move and take out Jonathan. So much for that alliance they made with Jonathan and Ryan. What? Okay, I guess they're realizing it's not smart to keep around strong players, strong competitors, especially when this season is so short. You got to take them out right away. So then, after that, Natalie was talking to Tom. They had a late night strategy chat in the kitchen, just a quick little thing. and Natalie lets him know, I talked to Lolo and Tamar, and we want to make an agreement with you and Kato. If any of the 5 of us win HOH, we will keep each other safe. I like this group. I think it's fun. It's exciting, but how loyal are these people? I mean, how many alliances have they already been through already? It's crazy. So Tom says, yeah, I like it. I'll talk to Kato. So Tom goes and lets Kato know that the girls want to work with them, and Kato gives it the thumbs up. All right, so that was last night. Today, they knew they had the power veto ceremony coming up, and it was, you know, pretty much known throughout the house that Kato would be using it on Tom. It wasn't like 100% yes, he's going to do it, but everybody pretty much knew it was probably going to happen. So they should watch out, because people are going to catch on to that. I think it's pretty obvious. So that means that Ryan is going to have to nominate yet another person. And he only has 4 people to choose from this time. Dina, Joey, Lolo, and Tamar. They're the only ones that are still eligible to go up on the block. So Jonathan and Ryan are strategizing in the kitchen. And Jonathan's like, yeah, I guess we should talk to the girls and see who they want up, because they got mad last time when we didn't ask them. Yeah, because you're supposed to be in an alliance with them. Alright, anyway, welcome to Big Brother. I thought Jonathan was supposed to know this stuff. Ryan's response was, I thought I was just going to say F it. Oh my god! So the guys do go and talk to Lolo, Natalie, and Tamar, and they're like, who should go up? And Tamar's like, not me, obviously. So it's down to Joey or Dina, pretty much. The girls are not giving them a clear answer. They're like, oh, it's fine either way. They're implying that they're going to vote Kandi out. And who knows, Tamar might actually follow through with that. There's still time before Friday, but you never know. But they're making it sound like they're going to vote Kandi out, and it doesn't matter if Joey or Dina go up. But they were not giving them a clear answer. So then this conversation just really ended up pissing off the girls, because after the guys left, they're like, oh, now you come and talk to us? No. So then Jonathan and Ryan were talking to each other a little while later. Jonathan is starting to get a little nervous that they might be losing the girls. And he's realizing if he doesn't have their votes, he's probably going to go home. So they're trying to figure out who the best option is to go up against Jonathan so that, you know, he'll be able to stay. They're leaning towards putting Joey up, because they figure if Dina goes up, nobody's going to vote her out. So that could be more people voting Jonathan out. And Dina would also probably be a vote for Jonathan to stay, because they have that connection outside of the house. Mean girls. And, yeah, they're leaning towards putting Joey up. So then Ryan and Jonathan were in the fashion bedroom with Joey. And Ryan's like, you know, I'm, like, going to have to put up another person. And, are you cool with going up? And he says, I'm not trying to get rid of you. The girls are going to vote out Kandi. It's fine. And Joey says, yeah, whatever. I'm cool with it. Of course he's cool with it, because he's just there for the initial paycheck, and then he doesn't care what happens after that. Really. So then they had the power veto ceremony. As expected, Kato used it on Tom, so Tom is now safe. And Ryan put up Joey in his place. So Joey versus Kandi versus Jonathan. And at this point, it appears that Jonathan is in trouble again. The eviction is on Friday. It's only Wednesday right now. You saw how much happened in 1 week. So who knows what's going to happen in the next 2 days. But as of right now, it looks like it would be Jonathan going. And then after the power veto ceremony, Tamar is crying. Not just crying, but like sobbing in her bed. Why? I think Natalie and Lolo are really starting to lose patience with her. Because Natalie went in and asked Tamar, what's wrong? Why are you crying? No answer. Yeah, I could totally see Natalie and Lolo just breaking off from Tamar eventually. Especially if she keeps up this stuff with Kandi. Ugh. Alright, so that's where we're at right now. We're going to pick it up there tomorrow. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. We got another episode tonight. Maybe we'll find out exactly what the frig has been happening. So, yeah. I'm excited to see what you guys think. And until tomorrow, much love.